started professionally 7 years back.
Okay.
But before that, I was in Delhi and I was teaching in a school. I was an art teacher there. So the funny thing is, I actually started painting the walls. I'm a wall muralist before being a mosaicist.
Okay.
So when these children have their exams and post the exams, they have holidays, but the teachers are supposed to come, and they used to put us in these funny workshops and all sorts of trainings, which I never liked. So once we had this junior library being renovated, and I volunteered that why not I paint it. I
Okay.
showed some nice paintings to my HOD, and she said that's a good idea. So I started painting, and in that process, I actually skipped all those workshops and the examination duties and everything. So that was a good idea, and every year I would do that. Then every time the holidays or something when the teachers are supposed to go, I would pick up one wall from the school, and within those 6 years, I painted almost like all the walls of the school. Then my friend, who was a sculpture teacher, she also joined me, and both of us would do it together because it's difficult for one person to do. So she said, let's do mosaic because it will be maintenance free and outdoor. We can't paint outdoors. So then we started doing mosaics, and after that, then there has been like I did 1 or 2 projects in Delhi in mosaic, but not much, and we moved to Goa. So
Okay.
even after moving to Goa, after about 3.5 years, I started doing mosaics professionally.
Okay.
That too, I was actually doing workshops.
Okay.
I was teaching. I had a small art school called Kala Clan. So over there, I used to come up with new ideas. What next workshop I can do. Since I've been an art teacher, I had like a lot of experience with teaching. So then I was like, oh, I know mosaics. Let me do mosaic workshop, and that could be an adult workshop also. So one of my friends came and he said, there's a project and there's a commission. Would you like to take? It was a government commission. So that was my first project, and after that, I've never looked back. I'm actually a fine arts graduate plus I'm a postgraduate in fine arts, but not mosaics.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and we don't have any school in India.
Oh, there's no school.
No, there's no school in India as such, but mosaic is like it's a substitute subject for the art students. I don't know. I tell people Goa fell in love with me. I don't know how much anyone can relate to that. I came to Goa only for 3 days. I'd never ever been to Goa. Like people come for holidays or anything. Nothing. I had never seen Goa. My friend had bought a house here, and she said, just come and help me, like little interiors or this thing, and it'll be a good break for you also. That time I had a very bad client and I was like really frustrated. So she said, it'll be a good break for you. I just came for those 3 days, and I thought, since I'm coming, let me just show my folio to 1 or 2 architects in Goa since I'm there. And so I just showed it, and things started happening, and we were planning to leave Delhi.
Okay.
So it just happened that then my husband also got a job here. We both were like, we had actually gone to the hills, and there were some friends sitting casually, and we were like, we want to walk out of Delhi, it's enough, we don't want to stay there anymore. And this is some 11 years back I'm talking about.
Okay.
So then he said, you know what, I have a friend who said that there's a vacancy in Goa, one of the advertising agencies, and we just jumped onto that again, and within 2 months we were here in Goa. I work with a lot of architects. My work is with the architects most of the times, and we conceptualize together. So I work with them because architects also have planned out something for that space, or the interior designers. So then accordingly I'm called in, and then we conceptualize the whole thing, that what is going to look nice at that place. So normally I can't, I'm completely duh with computers. I don't know the C of computer apart from writing mails. So I don't know any Corel Draw or anything. So I would draw on the paper to the scale, like 1:100, or accordingly I would take the ratio, and then I would draw on the paper. Then we would scan the paper and then enlarge it to the scale. Eventually the prints of all these things are taken out, and that's when my people start working. So everything is traced now.
Okay.
Like we have big blow ups of the whole design, and then it's cut into small pieces, and my people take that and they start tracing with the tiles. Now this is like work happening with the tiles. Like if you're doing a tracing, you're using colors. So here we are not using colors, we are using tiles. So there are these tools with which this is all hand cut. There is no machine that is involved in it.
Okay.
No machine. Everything is hand cut, and we don't break. It's cut.
It's cut. Yeah.
Yeah, we cut the tiles. So after that, then we put them together, and every piece was made. Then we join all those pieces and take them to the site.
Okay.
So once it is all done, then we take it to the site and we install it on the wall.
Okay.
So everything is done in the studio. We are not doing anything at the site. Like every piece takes around 5 to 6 days. Like a 1 square foot, sometimes I take around 4 days to finish
Okay.
that 1 square foot area also. So now you imagine if I go wrong with that 1 square area, my 1 week of labor is gone.
It's gone. Right.
So that's why we have to like work everything precise and clear and then start working. So it's quite a planned activity.
Okay.
The day I finish one project, so I am not at all thinking about that project. In fact, then I'm thinking of the next one. So my brain starts working on the next one then. So I don't think, I never go and see also.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, when we finished the bridge, I didn't want to see the bridge. When he was removing the scaffoldings, because there were like scaffoldings all over. So at least once the artist would like to see it without the scaffolding,
Yeah.
I didn't even look back. Just cut the scaffoldings, counted the scaffoldings, we had to return it to the guy. After a week I came. But then that time I felt maybe it's like, cooking a dish which had been, which took a very long time to cook. So you like kind of, you're so overwhelmed with the whole thing, because you've lived it day in and out. You just want to take a breather and then take some space and then come and see it. So I came after a week to see, okay, now I am ready to see it. I didn't even want to say, oh yeah, khatam, chalo. It was like a wedding, which is over and you're like, okay, fine.
Then.
Yeah. But then I have been like this with all the projects. It's meditative.
Okay.
It's like breaking the tiles, putting them in pieces, joining them together. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle. And every piece has a place. So it was extremely meditative. And I am a little like philosophically inclined kind of person. So it was like almost like it was my calling. It was actually, I felt it was my calling. It's an extremely labor intensive job. And it's a job which I can't do alone. So I do need a good team. If I don't have a good team, I'm fucked. So I have to have trained people. This is not an art where I can just hire people and they can work for me. I have to train people, which takes around good 4-5 months to train people, and then eventually they are ready to start working with me professionally.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in a go. So to find artists who are trained in mosaic is very difficult. So most of the times I have to train. So that's a challenge that I face. And yeah, that's the biggest one. If you have a good team, then of course everything is, like a cakewalk. But finding people is difficult. And the other thing is, mosaic is an extremely labor-intensive job. So you get tired. Your body's, you're constantly holding a tool. Every small piece you have to cut it, then put it, cut it, and then put it. So it's the result is it's a slow process. And somebody has to have a lot of patience.
Correct.
To go through that, to see the result, to see the end result. You have to go through a lot of this one disc, any one piece takes me some 15 to 20 days, sometimes a month also. You have to have that patience to wait till that end result comes. And mosaic is not something where I can show the result to any client beforehand,
Correct. Yeah.
because till the time you don't make it, nobody knows how it is going to look.
Okay.
I can only show a rough picture, but the final is completely, so not everybody has that patience. So you don't get people who have that patience to sit constantly for so many hours and just keep cutting the tiles and putting them together. So these are the challenges we face. It's very slow, so you're not paid well. Because eventually people think that kya hai, tiles lagaya hai, and they don't realize that the labor and everybody whom I have to pay. So I don't really get profits from mosaics, but it's the creative satisfaction. I do get profits, I'm not saying that I don't, but there's a limit to where I can charge. So because if I charge more than that people can't afford it, or then you don't get paid so much. Like if you ask me, I would charge double of what I'm charging today, because otherwise we don't make any money. Everybody wants a quick money. Mosaic is not a quick money. So that's one thing. And but yes, I think we should have an institute, or at least like Goa College of Arts should have
course.
a course where you can have a mosaic course. Let's see how many students come. But now it is picking up in India. Like earlier when I started, not too many mosaic artists were there, but now all across India we have a good mosaic community. We got a lot of artists who are there, and they're getting work also. People are like, earlier I had to sell myself to the clients that, look, you're buying tiles for your bathroom, okay, or you buy the marble for your bathroom. So I said, no matter how expensive marble you buy, you'll find it in somebody else's house also.
Correct.
But if you commission me and I do a bathroom for you with mosaic, it'll be completely personalized, your design, which you won't find in anybody else's house. So, which now people are understanding that yes, like rather than paying so much for any of these expensive tiles or this, why don't we commission an artist who's working with the tiles, which is because mosaic is more of a utility art. Wherever you have seepage, wherever you can put the tiles, you can do mosaic. So now to educate people that, rather than putting just the square tiles, why don't we break them and form something nice, beautiful, aesthetic out of it and then do it.
Correct.
So yeah, but now people are, so maybe there are more people, more children who can start learning mosaics, and then they can start with these projects. I did open up an Instagram account, but I'm hardly there. I think I still come from the old school where actually I didn't need it, to be very frank. There was somebody who is needy, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, so I didn't do it. So I shouldn't be saying that, oh, I'm not an Instagram person. If I had no business, I would have done everything.
Correct.
I would have done Instagram, Facebook, whatever said and done to get business. Just because I've been blessed and I'm lucky that I'm getting work. So I don't need Instagram. I think I'm too judgmental with my work.
Okay.
It helps me. It has always helped me because I know what I had done wrong in the previous project, and I keep that in mind. And that's how, see, if you see my first project and you see today's work, and achieving it in 6 years is only because I was like extremely judgmental about my works. I'm never satisfied with my work. I don't think any artist would be satisfied with his work. So because we all have so much of scope to grow, and the fact is, if we are satisfied, then it's the death.
Correct.
Then it's over. Then there's no scope to grow. Art always makes you happy, and I make happy pieces. I don't make dark pieces. So it's about getting smile on people's face.